And hello, everybody. It is Wonderful Wednesday with Victoria Spencer. Now, I met Victoria 10 years ago, and Victoria's already said she doesn't mind me saying that she was a client of mine in England. And however, we got on really well. You could see that we were going to be more friends than client and sort of therapist relationship. We saw each other, and our souls saw each other. And what I want to say is that when I found out that Victoria was then doing some other work, she's a medium, and it's a fabulous story, and Victoria's going to share it with you. However, I want to tell everybody, Victoria helped me. Okay. You know, when you kind of feel a bit stuck and a bit like, oh, shall I, shan't I? Am I good enough? Am I, can I really do this? I got in touch with Victoria and we had a session. I had a session with her. And I think that was on the Thursday. That weekend, I literally sat down and wrote my small ebook, which is now out there. I felt so inspired. And she told me, you've got this, you can do this, you're going to do this. I can see it, you're doing it. And thank you, because that has then rolled on and rolled on. And since then, I've had another session with you and you've told me, and I believe it. I absolutely believe it. I know it's my purpose. I know it's my reason for being here. All those negative things that have happened to me, I've said to you, what is that about? And you've gone, it's all for my higher purpose. And so, and I can feel it. I knew it. And I knew I was meant to come back to America. I knew it. That was why I did that post this morning. You saw it of me when I was 22. And I remember my happy place is America. And you said, I see you in America. And then actually, and that was when we were together and I was in England. Because you come to America a lot. And I said, I don't want to go to America. And you said, do it. You said, do it. Then I remember. Actually, I've just remembered you saying it. At any rate, do you know what? I don't want to talk anymore. I want to introduce Victoria. Please tell us your journey. You were such a fascinating person. Tell us more.
Oh, thank you. I'm so blessed to be here. This is incredible. And yeah, I mean, we do go back 10 years. It's just been incredible. And I remember clearly being able to see that vision for you, to hook onto. I could feel the wonderful soul that you are, and I just knew there was bigness and greatness here for you, the stage and being out there, and it's just been incredible. And to watch you now, when I see you popping up on Facebook, it just fills my heart and big smile on the face. It's just incredible. So my story, where do I start? I mean, I was born into a spiritual family, to be honest with you. So it was very normal for me to talk about spirituality. It was normal for me to talk about seeing things and hearing things. All of my sisters are psychic. My dad's psychic. My mum's not. She's a little bit frightened. But all my dad's side of the family are. So it's very normal for me. So going through life, it was easy for me to embrace that. It wasn't until I got into my early 20s when I started to sort of hide away a little bit, because I built up some fear around what really is going on. I think a lot of this was to do with watching scary movies. I'm sure it was, and people telling me these ghost story type things. But my experiences with spirit, non-physical, has always been incredible and amazing. And I just love to be able to share with people when I feel something or see something that I know is going to help them take that action and trust in themselves to go for it. Because we've got to go for things. Life is just so short and precious, and we've just got to go for it. And that's how I felt about you, Claudia, as I saw this vision. I was like, that's it. You're there, and just being able to share that with you. But you are an action taker. So don't take that away from yourself. It's okay me sharing things with you, but you're the one that's made this happen. It's just incredible. So what I did, I'd never really worked as a psychic medium as such until I got into my sort of 30s. And I lost the passion, and then it came back again. I think that's to do with families and things were happening for me. I got divorced. And I think you have that, the catalyst just changed things for you. So I started to feel back into my own spirituality and how much I really missed that. and also getting over the fear of people judging me, because I was working around resilience and mindset, and was taking on really big contracts in hospitals and schools, universities, colleges, and I was really, really fearful that they wouldn't take me seriously. If I started to talk about sort of the spirituality side of things and that my psychic sort of, abilities, then they wouldn't take me seriously. So I was a little bit scared, and but I did the work. I was like, hang on a minute, this feels so good for me, and it's natural. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to go and work on anything. All I need to do is just connect with someone and say, this is what I feel. So I work in different ways. I do the sort of psychic medium where there'll be ancestral guides come through, or family members, etc. Or I work intuitively where it's more psychically, and I just have that knowing. I see that path. I see and it's very detailed as well. I can see the picture. It's almost like a film playing out. So I can see that person doing certain things. So it's very, very clear to me. And when I get that, and I say to people, look, when I see this, it's there for you. And I wouldn't share it if I had any doubt at all. So I started to share this more. And then I started to weave this into my work. So I was working for the schools and colleges. And then I decided that I wanted to take on some private clients. And that's when I really started to enjoy my work. And it was just so intuitively led and incredible. And that's what I do now. Today I work with clients. So I do all the psychic. It's so natural for me to be intuitive. It just happens when we connect. I just know. I don't have to really say to somebody, oh, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of intuitive insight for you. It just flows. It just happens. And that's personal life, professional life. It doesn't, a lot of business owners I work with, a lot of people sometimes people just want that reassuring. They want for that hope and belief that there is something for them. And there are ways to do that. There's always a way forward, no matter where you are and what's going on. And you know this, Claudine, and I do too. Through life we have struggles, we have challenges. We have to experience. This is about growth. It's so important that we do have these experiences to evolve to who we're supposed to be. And sometimes the toughest challenges are here for you because you've got the biggest, what I would say, soul contracts. You're here for amazing things. And for you to be able to get over all of that, stand you in good stead to be able to stand there and be that person that you are, all that you are, with confidence and assurance and certainty. So I guess that's where I am today. I'm in that place where I've found myself. I am so comfortable with what I do. I'm not shying away anymore. It's a little bit like friends. I talk to friends about the spiritual closet, and there's so many people that, run businesses or just for personal, life, have these abilities. Everybody has these abilities. It's just whether you want to open them up and start working with them. That's really important. I always say to people, I'm not really special. People say, oh, I wish I could do that. Well, I do believe we all have the ability, but it's whether it's there for you or not, whether you want to open that up or not. And what I would say is, if there's anybody listening to this and you are seeing things and experiencing things, then play around with it and just get curious and start to just let it evolve naturally. You don't have to force anything, because this type of work just evolve. It just flows. It just is. It's not something you really have to work at. Yeah. You don't have to work at it. It's just allowing, isn't it? It's be allowing, be open.
It just comes down. And, you told me, Victoria, to trust it, because I was getting some clients who have had passed, who have had their loved ones pass. Yeah. And I've got quite a few spiritual friends, and which is wonderful. And I've just been talking to her, and then I had this client as well. And I remember what you said, just let it come through. And I did. Yes. I literally said, I'm getting this word. And then there was another loss, because so many friends of hers, unfortunately, had taken their own lives. And there was an accidentally as well sometimes, hadn't probably really understood the whole behind it, that they weren't going to come back. And it was, and I kept getting these words, and she was going, yes. Yes, that's what they used to call me. And there was different ones for different things. And I'm like going, there was one of them, I'm getting this like Bumble. And then I thought, and it was like Bumble. I said, what? I said, Bumblebee? And she was like going, no. And I said, well, I'm just getting Bumble. And she said, oh, yes. She got that. But you see, I added on something because it didn't make sense to me. So that's a learning. That's a learning.
Absolutely. That's it.
You just love it.
You do love it. It's sometimes we go, oh, where did that come from? Surely not. Surely that's not me. But
because
it's a trust and belief, isn't it? You've got to start trusting.
Yeah.
We're all intuitive. We're all extremely intuitive. You only have to think about those moments when you're even sat in the car, which direction do I go? Does it feel good to go left? Does it feel good to go right? Always remember that you are so intuitive. And if you can start by leading from that intuitive insight, that's a really good place to start as well, to be able to open up and live an intuitive life. Because if you do start to follow intuitive insight, it's usually taking you down the path to the greatness, what you want, what you really truly desire, your soul, aspirations, everything you want. So it's just playing around, having, practicing and listening and asking. And it's a really exciting, I always say to people, I can't understand why people aren't using that intuition, because it's on tap, it's 24/7 there, it's free, and it knows you more than anybody. It knows exactly how to get you where you need to get. It knows the route. It's a little bit like a sat nav, if you imagine. It's your personal sat nav, and it knows exactly what you want, how to get you there, and the quickest route. So why would we not use it? And that's what I do with my clients. I teach my clients, that's what I do. I'm like, come on, let's get intuitive here. You can do this, and then you can lead yourself, because that's what I like to do, is to empower people to lead themselves. So that's really, really important. Really important.
Yeah, because we have all the answers inside of us.
We do.
And I do that with hypnosis. I take people to a place where they can call on their higher self, give them, and they, when they tell them everything that's been going on for them, and then they ask for some advice and guidance. And it's like, well, of course it's them doing it. And they said, and then they tell me afterwards, oh, they said this, and I'm like going, wonderful. I said, you see, you had all the answers inside of you.
That's it.
So we do. And I'm so grateful to you for opening that up inside me and realizing that. And I think I've shared this with you before, that if ever I get a negative voice in my head, negative, and I'm going down that rabbit hole, I will get another voice saying, shh. And it's like, and I go, okay, I'm not meant to be going down thinking that. And I stop going down that negative road. And isn't it interesting as well? I think you said look for signs.
Yes.
You'll suddenly read a paragraph somewhere. You'll suddenly hear a video. You'll suddenly hear this that you were meant to hear.
Absolutely. They will try their best. You will, and this is what happens. We miss so many signs, and that's fine. There's no judgment. It's just practice and just understanding. But there's so many ways that they will communicate with you. Whether this is like guidance from ancestors or, like loved ones that have passed, or whether it's your soul guidance or intuition, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're comfortable with, it works. And it's when you start really listening to that, it's the awareness, I think, when we start to go, and we all have these moments, don't we? Something happens and we question that and we go, oh, what was that? That was a coincidence. No. There's no coincidences. It's for you. There's something here for you. And if you can give it that time just to allow that to open up and ask those really lovely questions like, okay, then what is it? What do I need to understand here? What do I need to do with this? And you might not get that in the moment, but you'll get that sometime in the day. It'll come back to you. You might be cooking dinner maybe, and then all of a sudden you'll have a thought, and then you'll link that thought to what you're asking, and you'll go, oh my gosh, now I understand. So always trust as well. If you can start, the trust and belief just take time, and I understand that, but the quicker you can do that, and the more you'll take the action that's aligned to your insight, then you will start on it. Your life will change in ways that you just won't believe. It's really incredibly beautiful. It really is. It's just awesome.
It is awesome. And it's because you do start to believe in yourself. and your
Yes.
abilities.
Yeah.
And you will see the opportunities and all of those wonderful potentials that you have inside yourself.
Mhm.
And then, it just like you'll just see life as
Oh yeah,
an
absolutely.
experience
Yeah.
and an adventure to
Mm.
explore and understand that anything that's negative happened to you there's always a reason behind it, whether it be
Absolutely.
so that you become more empathic for other people, so that you
Yeah.
become less judgmental, so that it's whatever your reason for your
Mhm.
soul to grow, and it makes it okay.
Absolutely. Everything is okay. And I always say that, and I feel that too. And you've really got to, feel that and accept that. That doesn't matter what happened in the past. Who cares? So what? We've all done things. This is life. Like, we've got to be kind to ourselves. Take yourself to the now and move into the future. That's where we need to be heading. And let yourself off the hook.
Yeah.
Self-love, really, really important. Just be kind, self-care and self-love. And go for the things that you really, really want. That's what I said to everyone. Just live your life. Live the heck out of your life, because that's what we're here for. We're here to love life, to experience things, to have those challenges and overcome them and say, I did that. Look at me. I did that.
Yeah. And
celebrate that. Absolutely.
And take action. Take action.
That's what I said to, Claudia, but yes, I gave you the insight and that, information, but you made it what happened. You took the action, and I can't do that for anybody. I can share what's there, but obviously you got really excited. You could feel that. It's when I always feel like when you feel the truth of what's being shared with you, that's when you'll start to move and take the action.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you start to see things, because look at the things that are happening. It's all of the things that I could see, and now I keep seeing these flashes of you doing all these amazing things. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is exactly what I saw.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I remember telling a friend of mine that she was going to be on TV and write a book, and this is like going back a couple of years, and then after a year's time, in a year, she'd say, "Darling, you're not going to believe this." And I said, "Well, I'm going on television." I went, "I know you are." But she was like, she's like, "I'm not going on TV. What do you mean? I'm writing a book. I'm not going to write a book." I went, "You are going to write a book, and you're going on TV." It was so funny, but it was so lovely. And I think for me, because I've always been used to it, that I don't need, when I share with people, I just think, I know. And it's not an egotistic thing. It's a lovely thing for me to go, I can't wait for that day for you, because this is what you really want. And when you get that, it's just incredible. It really is.
I love you, Victoria.
Oh, I love you too.
And you've not only helped me, you've helped my daughter as well.
Yeah.
Overcome some things that have happened to her. So we all appreciate you. And what we'll do is we'll put your links and everything in the information, so that people they can get in touch with you.
Absolutely.
It's I love you.
Thank you. Love you too. Thank you. It's been lovely.
Worries. So goodbye, everybody. It's goodbye from me, Claudia Rickard.
Goodbye from me. Goodbye from me, Victoria.
All right. Take
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a wonderful day. Bye now.
Bye.